Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're taking a look at the Snagga Stampede box set for the Orks. Now, this is one of the many different battle forces that come out this time of year for the Warhammer 40k armies, and indeed Warhammer Age of Sigmar as well. These are a great way to get into a bunch of different forces. So with that said, in today's video, we're going to go through all the contents of this box set, talk about the unit options we have and how we can build them up, and briefly what they do on the tabletop before having a look at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own force of the Beast Snaggas, or the Orks rather, in Warhammer 40,000. And so, to start with, first of all, we have the Beast Boss on Squigosaur. This is a dual kit and can be built as the named character Mozrod Scragbad as well, but we'll start with talking about the Beast Boss. So you've got a 5-up invulnerable save, you have a couple of different ranged weapon options, either your slugger or your thump gun, which actually is a blast 2 damage weapon, though nothing too great. Your melee weapons, you've got a ton of attacks coming out of this model, both from the beast chopper on the actual orc itself, but also the Squigosaur's jaws have the extra attacks rule, so you get them on top, and they are devastating wounds and a mighty damage 3. Ability wise, you have the Here We Go aura, where while friendly Beast Snagga units within 6 inches of this model, you can reroll charge rolls made for that unit. And the Single Minded Predator means you can target this model with the Heroic Intervention stratagem for 1 CP, and you can do so even if you've already targeted a different unit with that same stratagem during the turn. On the other hand, we have the Great White Squig Mozrog Scragbad as well. A 4-up invulnerable save on this model, and his ranged weapon is always the thump gun. You've got the Big Chomper's Jaws and Gut Ripper there, which is his special weapon, for a slightly better profile than your standard Beast Bog and Squigosaur. Like the Big Chomper's Jaws are damage 4 with devastating wounds instead of damage 3. And then you've also got a few abilities like the Bigger Day Is, where each time this model makes an attack that targets a monster or vehicle, you can add one to the damage characteristic of that attack. And each time it makes an attack that targets a Titanic unit, it adds 2 damage. So pretty cool at hunting other big things. Hungry Chomper means each time this model declares a charge, you can also, until the end of the phase, make attacks with the model, and unmodified successful wound rolls of a 5+ score critical hits, which are pretty useful when you consider you do have those devastating wounds on the Big Chomper's Jaws. Moving on, we then have another character, and this is the Pain Boss. The Pain Boss is able to lead your unit of Beast Snagga boys that come inside the box set, so pretty cool there. His big ability is going to be able to give them Feel No Pain 5+, and Sore Wounds means at the end of the movement phase you can select a friendly Beast Snagga character model within 3 inch, and that model is healed and regains 3 wounds, which is pretty cool. Now, moving on, we then have the Beast Snagga boys themselves, a unit that obviously the Pain Boss can join. They're a pretty solid combat unit, toughness of 5, and their melee weapons are going to be their choppers, which are 3 attacks, 3+ to hit, strength 5, -1 AP, damage 1. But you've also got the Power Snapper on the unit leader as well, for 4 attacks at 3+ to hit, strength 7, -1 AP, damage 2. Ability wise, they've got Feel No Pain 6+, though obviously when the Pain Boss is in the unit, this will increase. Monster Hunters as well means if they ever target vehicles or monsters, they can reroll their hit rolls. Next, we have the Squighog Boys, a unit of Orc Cavalry. These guys are going to be able to pack a decent punch. Melee weapon-wise, they've got their sticker, which are anti-monster and anti-vehicle, and lance, which is all really cool, enabling you to get some really good power in them. But you've also got the Squighog Jaws and Saddle Gits as well, making some extra attacks. Ability-wise, they've got Feel No Pain 5+ as standard, and you can ignore any and or all modifiers to the move characteristic and to advance and charge rolls made for the unit as well, as the Squigs just don't care. They bounce everywhere they want to. Now, joining this unit, you then have a knob on Smasher Squig. This actually comes in the same kit, or the same box set that is part of this overall battle force here, but it is a character model that can join your Squighog boys. The big ability here is while it's leading the units, it can add one to the unit's hit rolls in melee, and during the battle round in which you call a wire as well, this model's Big Chopper gains anti-monster and anti-vehicle 3+ abilities. Lastly, we have the big vehicle. We have the Kill Rig, or it could also be built as the Hunter Rig. Now, this is a massive vehicle for the Orks, and is going to be able to provide you with a wide variety of different things. So first of all, the kill rig is really interesting. It's actually a psyker, which is really cool with its whir tower. This gives you D3 shots at strength 12, minus 3 AP damage D6 with the torrent rule, which is really cool. But you also have a sticky cannon on there as well, which has the snagged rule, where you can actually add to your charge rolls if this unit ever sort of targets anything. On top of that, ability-wise, this model has Feel No Pain 6+, and it's got a firing deck of 11, so a bunch of models can fire from inside, aka all those Beast Snagga boys and your Pain Boss that it could be inside it. In Spirit of Gork, Psychic, at the start of the fight phase, you select a friendly Orks unit within 12 inches of this model and roll 1d6. On a 1, that model suffers D3 mortal wounds. On a 2 to 5, though, however, you, until the end of phase, add 1 to the strength characteristic, and on a 6, you can add 1 to the strength characteristic and gain lethal hits. The other version of this is the cheaper version, which is the Hunter Rig. Now, the Hunter Rig has just some ranged weapons on top. It loses all the psychic sort of abilities, but it also does gain a firing deck of 21 instead. And if this transport's ever destroyed, you can reroll the dice when determining if a disembarking model ever suffers mortal wounds. So, pretty cool, safe way to transport some orcs around as well. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. Looking at where to go next for our Orc, the first unit I always recommend picking up with Orcs is Gretchen. For 40 points, these are fantastic backfield objective holders. They have the Run Third, who has a nice toughness characteristic of 2 while he's in the unit, thanks to the Gretchen around him. But Thief and Scavengers mean at the start of your command phase, you can actually potentially gain some command points for these guys as well. Now, moving on to a unit that's actually going to provide some support, we have a nice little combo of 3 pieces here. The first of these being Flash Kits, a really solid shooting unit. They have 3 shots each with heavy and sustained hits 1, Bliss Skill 5+, like all Orcs, but Strength 6 minus 1 AP, damage 2. And they've also got the Ammo Run, which once per battle you can actually gain lethal hits with the unit, which can be really, really useful. Now, joining them, we can have a Big Mech, and the one we've gone for is my favourite one, the Big Mech with the Shock Attack Gun. This is just awesome, one of my favourite models. Now, the big ability here is going to be more Dakka, where while this model's leading a unit, you can reroll hit rolls of 1, so don't move your Flash Kits, have this guy on the unit, you can be on 4s, rerolling 1s, which is pretty decent for Orc shooting. And the Deranged Shotling Assault means in your shooting phase after this model's shot, an enemy unit hit by 1 or more attacks automatically has to take a battle shock test. Speaking of that ranged attack, you have D6 plus 1 shots with Blast and Heavy at Bliss Skill 5+, Strength 9, minus 4 AP, and damage D6 thanks to your Shock Attack Gun. Lastly, we have the truck. I think this is just a really solid thing to give you some extra protection for those Flash Kits and also enable them to get the firing lines they want to and potentially move up to the midfield that little bit better. It's a solid transport. It's also got some fun abilities as well. Grot Riggers allow it to do some healing. It's a firing deck of 12, so your Flash Kits can fling around in it as well. But also, you've got the option for taking a Wrecking Ball, which is really fun. That'll have some good abilities. Now, what this does in melee is gives you an extra attack at strength 10 d6 damage, which is super cool. And so here we have our sample army list. So we've obviously gone for the Wire Tribe with our Orcs, and our Beast Boggon Squigosaur is going to be our Warlord. Now we have gone for an enhancement on the model here. This is going to be the Super Cyborg Body, which gives us Feel No Pain 4+ on him. And then we've got the Big Mech with Shock Attack Gun, the Knob on Smasher Squeak, who's actually got Cunning but Brutal as an enhancement. This allows you to shoot or charge in a turn in which you retreated, which is really, really useful. A Pain Boss in there with his Grot Orderly as well. Beast Snagga boys, we're going to have the 1 Thump Gun in the unit, and then we've got a truck with Wrecking Ball. For other units, we've also got our Flash Kits with Ammo Runs. We've then got the Gretchen in there. A Kill Rig is what we've gone for the big vehicle. And then we've also got the Squig Hog boys in there with their Bomb Squig to round out the force. I think it's a really fun Orc army. It's got some good shooting added in, thanks to the Flash Kits and all the bits that go with that, but also some really fun Orky sort of combat potential. If you've got an idea though on how you'd expand upon this box set and maybe even sticking it to a more traditional Beast Snagga force, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. You can use one of our affiliate links to Gap Games or Element Games if you're in Australia or the United Kingdom, or you can subscribe to our YouTube members or Patreon, or grab some merch from our merch stores on Teespring or Ko-fi. All the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons: Broken Chef, Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Outer and Shot First, Kenny Lowell and Soren. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle and Gargamel196. Thank you all once again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.